Hey guys, my name's Allison O'Kelly, and today I'm going to be talking about swinging a ball in tennis, or more specifically, a technique called the forehand tennis swing. So, tennis is a game played with two opposing players, or singles, or pairs of players, doubles, using a tautly strung racket to hit a ball of specified size, so a tennis ball, and bounce it over a net on a rectangular court. And a tennis swing is the action of moving one's arm towards an incoming tennis ball, causing an impact with the racket and launching the ball forward. And I picked this because, well, one, it was somewhat easy, and two, because it's kind of just the first thing that came to mind, and it's interesting. I played tennis when I was like 4, but then quit because it was too hard. So it's just kind of something that vaguely interests me and I thought would be good for this project. And the article I used is called Biomechanical Motion of the Tennis Forehand Stroke, Analyzing the Impact on the Ball Speed Using Biophore Analysis Software, which I know is a little bit of a mouthful, but hey, it gets the job done here. Okay, so the purpose of this article and the research they were doing was to develop a software that can predict tennis balls' launch speed based on the use of a forehand technique. And the way that they did this was they got 10 volunteers or participants from America, and then 10 from the UK, 5 women from the UK and America, and then 5 men from each respective nation. And they had them do their forehand swing using an automated ball launcher on a tennis court. And using an Android phone, those swings were recorded, and the software that they used, the Biophore analytical software, captured the angle at which their elbows, hips, shoulders, and with the ball speed, like where the ball hit the racket, the point of impact, and it recorded those things. And from that point, the authors, listed here on the slide, were able to find the average angle and figure out which was the most efficient for getting the best swing. And then here's another picture of the guy doing it, and then the stats here with participants and materials. And so the results were, for the average elbow angle was 106.23, shoulders was 153.62, hips were 165.33, knees were 167.63, ankles were 164.54, the ball speed was 199.41 with a standard deviation of 42.41, showing that the software that they used is accurate in finding the angles. And this graph right here, taken straight from my article, shows all of the different data. So the practical application of this, which was also listed in the article because they were able to convert it, is to keep your head, hips, and shoulders in line throughout the swing to maintain balance, to reduce grip tension to perfect the swinging technique rather than how hard you can hit the ball. This is because when you really know the technique, there isn't as much tension in your hand and you're a lot less rigid, so it just ends up making things a lot more efficient when you focus more on perfecting the technique. And keeping an open stance also for balance, but to guide your body during the swing. So, what did we learn? Well, we learned that elbow flexion is a lot more efficient than elbow extension during this movement, and this kind of goes back to the grip tension thing, because when you're gripping the handle, that can cause a forced extension, which in turn can kind of stop the internal rotation and pronation of your humerus, radius, and ulna, respectively, without forced I'm sorry. So when you grip it, it prevents the rotation and pronation of your different arm bones. And that in turn kind of prevents the ideal hit. So when you kind of loosen that up, that helps your arm move more naturally how it's supposed to, and you can get a better ball speed and just better looking technique overall. And finally, the farther forward your back foot goes after the hit, the more effective the swing. So that's kind of like kind of like the drawback. Like when you go back, pull your arm back to hit the ball, and then you swing it forward, you're going to want to lead with your body, and then your foot will kind of go forward with you. And that, in biomechanical terms, is called linear momentum. So that's very important to this technique. And I think that's all we really need to know about the forehand swing, at least everything covered in this article. Thank you for listening, and here are my sources. Good night, everyone.